reasons for the recent protest against the government in Sri Lanka due to the economic crisis. Sri Lanka's economy is crumbling under the weight of the massive foreign debt and steep inflation. The recent uprising and violence that erupted in Sri Lanka due to an economic crisis was not a sudden incident, but was a result of an ongoing crisis that started in 2019. Recently, there was a historical protest all over the soaring crisis. Scarcity of food and fuel, daily power cuts, skyrocketing prices for essential commodities, and economic collapse in Sri Lanka. The protesters wanted to secure the resignation of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and the removal of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. Following the said protest movement, a large crowd gathered near the Prime Minister's private residence and the President's house. The protesters continued to occupy the three main buildings in the capital: the President's house, the Presidential Secretariat, and the Prime Minister's residence. The Prime Minister of Sri Lanka, Ranil Wickremesinghe, resigned on July 11. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa was fled and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has imposed an emergency. An all-party government will be formed, which will elect a new president on July 20. The main reasons for the protest are as follows. First, unexpected and soaring price of everyday goods and other basic commodities leading to immense hardship and anger amongst the common people. Second, unprecedented level of inflation, which reached 54.5% in June. The lack of fuel caused severe problems in Sri Lanka. Since the start of the year and the fuel prices increased drastically. Fourth, the ban imposed the government on the sale of petroleum and diesel for non-essential vehicles. Fifth, depletion of the foreign currency reserve invited severe problems to buy goods from other countries. Sixth, failure to make a payment for foreign debts due to inefficient foreign exchange reserve. Seventh, the import bill increased over the export, which led to a severe financial crisis. The foreign reserve had fallen to $50 billion. Eighth, due to the huge tax cuts, the income of the government drastically came down, which resulted in a 33.5% decline in taxpayers. VAT was reduced to 8% and corporate tax was reduced from 28% to 24%. Ninth, substantial decrease in the production of tea, rice, etc. due to banning inorganic fertilizers and agrochemical-based fertilizers, which in turn led to an increase in import bills. 10. Abnormal price hike in essential commodities due to the high inflation. 11. Doctors' visits and medicines have also become increasingly expensive. Lack of medicine has also been an important reason for the protests. 12. Printing of currency by central bank. 13. COVID-19 pandemic. 14. Economic mismanagement. 15. Russia-Ukraine war. 16. Ignoring the advice of the IMF by the government to stop printing new currency. 17. Substantial increase in foreign debt. It rose to 119% of the GDP of Sri Lanka in 2021. 18. Fall in national currency exchange rate. 19. Decline in earnings from tourism. The tourism sector contributes 10% of the GDP of Sri Lanka. The contribution dropped to 0.8% in 2020. 20th. The crisis has resulted in the cancellation of school examinations because it ran out of printing paper. So, these are the main problems leading to bankruptcy and economic crisis in Sri Lanka. which were unbearable to the common man. Against the backdrop of the evolved crisis, the people of Sri Lanka suddenly gathered nearby the prime locations like the PM's private residence and the President's house to lodge their protest against the government, demanding the resignation of the President and Prime Minister. Thank you. Please like and share the video and subscribe to my channel.